David and Sandra had been married for 10 years. Their love story had begun like a fairy tale, filled with laughter, dreams, and promises of forever. David had met Sandra when they were both in their early 20s, young and full of hope. He worked hard to build a future for them, starting as a simple office worker and climbing the ladder until he became a manager at a prestigious company. Sandra, on the other hand, stayed at home to take care of their 3 beautiful children. To everyone around them, they were the perfect couple. David adored his wife and did everything to make her happy. He never let her lack anything. He bought her gifts, took her on vacations, and always put her needs before his own. In return, he believed Sandra loved him just as deeply. David first noticed the changes in Sandra a few months before everything came crashing down. She became distant, always glued to her phone, smiling at messages she never shared with him. She started dressing up more often, even when she had no place important to go. And worst of all, she had started making excuses to avoid intimacy with him. At first, he told himself it was just a phase. Maybe she was stressed or needed some time for herself. But deep down, his heart whispered something he didn't want to believe. His wife was hiding something. The truth came out one evening when David forgot some important documents at home and decided to go back and get them. He walked into their bedroom and saw Sandra on a video call with another man. It was Mr. Williams, his boss. David's heart pounded in his chest as he listened. The way she laughed, the way she called him my love, it was clear they had been together for a long time. His hands trembled as rage and heartbreak filled his soul. "How could you do this to me, Sandra?" David's voice was hoarse, filled with pain. Sandra jumped, quickly ending the call. Her face paled, her lips quivering. "David, I can explain." But there was nothing to explain. The betrayal was right in front of him. That night, David didn't sleep. He sat in the living room, his mind racing. But things got even worse when he decided to take a DNA test for his children. A small part of him hoped they were truly his, that at least he had something real left in his life. The results came in a week later. None of the 3 children were his. The world around him collapsed. The children he had raised, loved, and sacrificed for all belonged to another man. He confronted Sandra once more, but this time, there was no anger in his voice. Just deep, painful disappointment. "Why, Sandra? After everything we built together?" Tears streamed down her face, but David couldn't find it in himself to feel sorry for her. The love he had for her had been replaced by emptiness. Without another word, he filed for divorce. Moving on. The divorce was messy. Sandra cried, begged, and even threatened to harm herself if David left. But there was nothing she could do to change what had already been done. David had made up his mind. After signing the final papers, he packed his things and left the house, unable to stay in a place filled with so many lies. He rented a small apartment, where he spent his nights drowning in pain and regret. For months, he struggled to move on. The betrayal had scarred him deeply, making him believe love was nothing but an illusion. But life had other plans for him. One evening, he ran into Grace, a woman he had known from his university days. They had been friends back then but had lost touch over the years. Seeing her again felt like a breath of fresh air. Grace was kind, patient, and understanding. She saw the pain in David's eyes and never pressured him to open up, but slowly, he did. He told her everything, the betrayal, the heartbreak, the trust he had lost in love. And Grace listened. She didn't judge or offer empty words of comfort. She simply stayed by his side, helping him heal without even realizing it. Little by little, David found himself smiling again. He started looking forward to their conversations, their long walks, their quiet moments together. And before he knew it, he had fallen in love again. This time, it was different. It was real. 2 years after his divorce, David and Grace got married in a beautiful ceremony. Unlike his first wedding, this one wasn't grand or extravagant. It was simple, intimate, and filled with genuine love. Not long after, David got a job offer in Canada. It was a fresh start, a new life far away from the pain of the past. Without hesitation, he and Grace packed their bags and moved to their new home. In Canada, David finally found peace. He built a new career, created new memories, and, most importantly, loved without fear. Grace gave him the family he had always dreamed of, one built on trust, honesty, and true love. Meanwhile, Sandra's life had taken a turn for the worse. After the divorce, she tried to rely on Mr. Williams, but the man she had betrayed her